Hey witches! I don't know if my glasses glare is going to bother you all or not, but I need to be able to see what I wrote. So, today I wanted to do the first video for the YouTube Pagans Challenge this year. And this year we're doing a ABCs of Paganism, and I'm super excited about it. I think that this gives us so much room to really be ourselves and show our own kind of brand of witchery. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Today I wanted to do, again, it's the first video, so it's A, and I'm doing A is for Abracadabra. And I first came across Abracadabra, well, probably like most people do. It's a word used by stage magicians now, but it actually has a really magical history and a really magical purpose for those that want to harness that. And when I was studying Aleister Crowley and some of his work, I came across Abracadabra, and that's when I first realized that it actually was more than just a nonsense word used by or used in prestidigitation. And the more I read about it, the more I was like, oh, well, this is some actually really cool shit. So I started using it with good results, and I now use it in my planning, in my New Year planning with my papers here. Manifest Your Magical Year workbook. So I actually use it on my vision boards. I use it in my journals and in my planning materials for that. So that's actually how I use it the most now. I use the Abracadabrangle. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I think it's Abracadabrangle, which is the triangle formed by spelling the word abracadabra out. Now, the thing about the Abracadabra Angle is that if you start out with the A and build it from there, so it's like a pyramid, it is the meaning of the word I create as I speak, and that's what I use when I'm planning my year ahead, or I'm setting goals to achieve in the coming year, is the Abracadabra Angle. That is the talisman for I create as I speak. And right now it's on my vision board behind some images, so it's like a foundation image, and that's how I wanted to use it. The other way you can use Abracadabra or the Abracadabra Angle is inverted, so upside down, so it's the word abracadabra and then broke down, taking a letter away as you break it down. And doing that is I destroy as I speak, which I think that most of us are going to recognize in the work of J.K. Rowling, who used it as the basis for her killing curse, Abracadabra. Abracadabra, I destroy as I speak, is the basis of that. Now, we don't really know what the origin of the word abracadabra is. It goes back to 2 AD as far as our literature goes. It was in the Liber Medicinalis by Simonicus, but we think it's older than that because the way he wrote about it was as if it was commonly known at that time. We know that it was used by the Gnostics in their talisman creation, but by the time Puritan Christianity came around, they disputed it as a nonsense word, which shows, I think, the either the fear of it by wanting to put it out, but one of the best means is pretending like it's meaningless or it has no power, or it shows ignorance. Now, just because we don't know for sure what the origin of it is, we have, I say we, but historians and witches have speculated that it's based on the Gnostic word Braxis, and that is the term that they use for the great archon, or creator, God as creator. and which makes sense if you go by the Kabbalic Gnostic creation myth that, the Creator created everything and gave us the ability to do so because we are made in its image. So that would actually kind of make a lot of sense. But even though we don't know for sure where it comes from or how it was started, doesn't mean that it doesn't work. I've used this with great success. So I highly recommend it. And those of you who didn't know or thought it was just a nonsense word or might feel a little silly about it, I highly recommend feeling into it. If it feels silly, feel into that. It could be a play with your inner child. If it feels embarrassing, I would definitely kind of feel into why it does. But I highly recommend checking it out. Especially those of you who have my workbook or like to do magic around your planning or your goal setting. I think it's definitely worth giving it a shot. It's one of those paper and pen magic type of situations. You could also inscribe it on a candle, on a stone, on wood, for talismans, on metal is how it was normally used. And especially if you're wanting to bring any discipline into your magic or incorporate into any Saturn work with discipline, this would definitely be a good thing on a metal charm, like a square for a foundation piece for, say, a crystal grid or a candle burning. But even just writing it on paper and pasting it on the wall, or putting it under a candle burning for a goal would be a lot of help. Or maybe write it if you're wanting to, one of your goals is for like money, write it and put it in your wallet. Stuff like that. Put it under your computer if you're working on a manuscript. So lots of applications for this piece. I think that's why I like it so much, just because you kind of can use it for anything. I hope that inspires you. I hope that you enjoyed my first video for the ABCs of Paganism, and thank you so much for watching.